Welcome to the Florida Person Podcast, your week's news that we found on the internet, the weirdest news we could find.
Yeah, everything's really weird.
Florida
person. Florida person. Florida person.
But we're going to talk about our favorite weird things.
Our favorite weird things, and I guess I'd just say before we start, we know a major hurricane just hit our Florida people, and yeah, absolutely. Like, our heart goes out to everybody over on like the Fort Myers, Sanibel, Captiva coast, who are impacted by it.
It's really, really tragic, and I hope that people get the help that they need as soon as possible.
Yeah, it was a really devastating storm, and yeah, it's we hope everybody gets as much of the help that they need and are able to rebuild and get those insurance claims and
oh my gosh,
everything. Yeah. We've both been through hurricanes before. We were both went through this hurricane in different parts of the state.
In different parts.
Yeah. So I had visited my parents in Tampa, and then they were saying it's going to be a direct hit in Tampa. So we went over to Cocoa Beach where my aunt lives. And then it wound up not being a direct hit in Tampa, and their house was totally fine. It wound up just being some rain and wind, and it wasn't a big deal, but it was kind of the craziest thing I've ever done. I found like a cheap flight and was like, oh, I'm going to come over for like my birthday weekend and just like visit my parents for a few days. And literally the day after I left, they're like, it's a direct hit hurricane, it's gonna hit, and I was so I did not think that was gonna happen. That's never happened to me in my life.
Oh my gosh. Speaking about your birthday, I have like your birthday present like above me that I'm looking at right now that I was gonna send at the beginning of September, and then like September happened, and then I'm like, uh-oh.
So many things happened in September.
In my family, birthdays last like a full like 30 days.
I was actually on an airplane on my actual birthday, and like left from LA at like noon and didn't even get into Tampa until like almost like 10:30 p.m. So for all I'm like, it's around that time, but I think like the day to me doesn't super matter that much anymore.
Yeah, you're not like everybody my birthday.
No, I'm not like that precious about it. I don't think you can be once you're a little bit older. You can be as a kid for sure, but like once you're like out of college especially, I think it's like, all right, calm down.
Calm down. Yeah, calm down.
Like Bernie Sanders says, you're not special. Everyone has a birthday.
What? I didn't know that was his stance on birthday.
It's actually crazy. That's Bernie Sanders' stance on birthdays. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
I get it. And I mean, he's gone through decades and decades of people being like, you forgot my birthday. He's like, whatever.
That guy's had like 1,000 birthdays. So
it's like,
I'm okay
totally
with it.
Over it.
I'm okay.
I get it.
I mean, but I will still take presents. I will always take presents.
Oh, good, because it's coming. It's like already wrapped in everything, and I think you're going to really like it.
And the next time I go to Florida, I'm hoping there's no hurricane, that I don't accidentally come the week of a hurricane we haven't gotten hit by a hurricane in 4 years, and I come like the day before it.
That sucks.
My dad, like the day before, he was like texting me. He's like, "Well, we might get hit by a hurricane." I'm like, "No, really? Like what?"
Oh golly, that's so crazy that you were like there. Yeah, we heard about the hurricane like last week, and then
because I was like, well, if I have time, I may be able to drive down and visit Meg. And then it was like, oh no, this is happening, and your whole week is going to be you helping your family prepare and then evacuate for a hurricane.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like,
when is Scooter's birthday?
I just say his birthday's like May 30th, because that was his adoption date, because, he was like, they don't know when he was born, because he was like a full-size cat. They didn't even have him at the shelter as a kitten. He like was a cat, and I don't know. No one knows anything.
Nobody knows. But you're just he's like a Gemini. You're just gonna make him a Gemini, like me.
Yes, I know the zodiac, and that's exactly. So let's get into it. Let's read you some news stories.
Yeah.
If you got yours pulled up, let's start with you, Megan.
I got it pulled up, and this is like the video that accompanies the story is so cute. I really, I mean, these little dogs should have like, I don't know, they should be picked up and adopted and given like a little TV show. It says, this is from my favorite UPI, Ben Hooper.
Yeah. Woo!
This is
it's
Stray
UPI,
Dog.
baby.
That's right. September 29th, 2022. Stray dog caught on camera trying to steal from toy store.
Oh.
September 29th. Security cameras at a toy store in Brazil were recording when a stray dog wandered into the business and attempted to steal a teddy bear. The footage, recorded by cameras at a toy store in Tabatinga, Sao Paulo, shows two dogs approach the front door of the store, and one of the canines goes inside. The dog grabs a stuffed sheep in its mouth and attempts to leave the store, but the toy gets stuck in the doorway and the canine leaves it behind. Marcus Soler, the owner of the store, said he discovered the security camera footage after a customer told him a dog had been inside the shop. Soler jokingly made a wanted poster for the stray dog, which he dubbed Pacato. He said Pacato was not the first stray dog to visit his store. Another canine was previously successful in stealing a smaller stuffed toy.
Oh my gosh.
And these two little dogs, they look like the RCA dog.
What's the RCA dog?
The RCA, the music company. Do you know what that dog looks like?
I don't even think I know what RCA is.
Am I
that dumb? Is it like a record company?
The RCA Corporation was a major American electronics company, which was founded as the Radio Corporation America in 1919. It was like a big, like RCA Records was one of the biggest.
Wait,
it's got the doggy with the Victrola.
Okay.
It's like
I don't know the logo, but RCA was like it was like part of like the radio wars, like when they were like deciding who could have like FM and who could have like AM. I feel like I learned this in a class at some point in my life, and then
record companies they were in control of a lot of like music, artists, stuff like that. And the logo is a little Jack Russell-y looking dog.
Oh, so they're Jack Russells?
That's let me see. What is the RCA dog? I don't want to. Maybe there's like a specific breed.
It
is so sweet.
Jack Russells. They're so cute. They're so cute.
It was like a fox terrier. So these little dogs look kind of like larger fox terriers. There's two of them, and they're white and they have black spots on them. And they're like walking around outside the street. And then one runs inside and he tries to get a sheep, and then he is not successful. And it's very darling. And I looked up Pacato, and that means peaceful, quiet, peaceful.
Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute.
So I wonder if that means something else in Portuguese.
Oh, the baby just wanted something. Just like this morning, I had like some eggs on toast, and then afterwards, Scooter came up and licked the butter off the plate because he thought, oh what a delicious little bit of butter. I want some butter. I love animals. I love animal stories. I love animals.
I love them.
I just need this. I need it. I need it.
Theo is really picky about food. He doesn't really want like anything except wet food. But Malcolm will eat like anything. You can give him a potato chip.
Yeah. Oh my God. The girl who was taking care of my cats, I was like, how's Scooter doing? And she's like, he's very fat. And I was like, no, don't say that.
He's very fat.
I would venture to say that since he's been on his weight loss food, that he's actually gotten a little bit skinnier, just a little bit, like a tiny bit. And she just hasn't seen it. And so she's just seeing a fat cat for the first time in a little while. And that's why she thinks he's fat, not because he's really that fat.
He probably has his winter coat.
Yeah,
I mean, he's so huge. I mean, he's a very like large cat. He's the largest cat I've ever seen. Scooter's the largest cat I've ever seen.
He's robust.
But his bones are like big. His paws are huge.
I know that when years from now, archaeologists will dig up mine and his bodies, because we'll be buried together, obviously, and we'll both be like 100 years old. And they'll dig up his bones and they'll say, is that woman holding a baby bear? Because he's the size of a baby bear. And that's my own headcanon of how our lives are going to go. So don't ruin this for me.
Okay. I think that's going to happen.
Don't ever ruin this for me. Was that the end of the story?
That was. It was just two little dogs having a little, trying to take a little toy.
Aww.
Unsuccessful, but charming to see. The video is so charming.
That's so cute because we love dogs and we love cats and we love animals and we love it when they take what they want.
Yes.
Take what they want. So mine's a little more violent, as you do, because we're going into the human realm, out of the animal realm of sweetness and into the human realm of violence. So this is from the AP, September 19th, 2022. The article reads, Beyond Meat executive accused of biting man's nose outside a game.
What?
Yeah, so like the Beyond Meat. It's like you have the Impossible Meat and you have the Beyond Meat. And I feel like the Impossible Meat is more places, because for a while they were like neck and neck, but I think whatever it is, like Impossible Meat got whatever like
the Impossible.
Well, they're
burger.
At all the fast food places, so they got those contracts or whatever. So they're at McDonald's and Burger King. They're at Del Taco. I think they're even at Taco Bell. They got all of them. So they're obviously winning. So maybe the Beyond Meat guy is just like feisty because his fake meat ain't doing so good.
His world is crumbling around him.
Yeah, it's falling to the ground. So this happened in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Oh, well.
An executive of a vegan food products company has been charged with felony battery and making a terroristic threat after a fracas. They're calling it a fracas. So,
my gosh!
Instead of calling it a fight, they're calling it a fracas because we're fancy apparently at the AP. Outside a football game in which he's accused of biting a man's nose. Officials say.
Rude.
So rude. The Beyond Meat Chief Operations Officer Doug Ramsey has been accused of road rage attack outside Saturday's game between the Arkansas Razorbacks and Missouri State Bears in Fayetteville, Arkansas, according to Fayetteville television station KNWA.
Yeah.
So
that was Fayetteville. That was the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, the piggies, they're the like boars.
Yeah, I remember the Arkansas Razorbacks from an episode that finale for Nathan For You with the old man. That was the Bill Gates impersonator that he was trying, the Finding Francis episode, and he was like, "Go Razorbacks," in Fayetteville.
I feel like I just every once in a while just see a Razorbacks logo or jersey or something, and I'm like, oh, it's a piggy. It's like a piggy with like, it kind of looks like a mad Pumbaa from like The Lion King.
Oh yeah, he really, really does.
And
he looks mad.
And I guess it is.
I think I really think that all mascots should be just animal based. There's so many animals in the universe.
It's so weird that we have some that are human or race based or anything that's not, because everybody wants things. It's a merchandising opportunity to have because I want things with animals on it, even if I don't like that team. But I don't want something, even if it's not like an offensive one or whatever. I don't want like a Patriot, like that's not as cool looking as a gator or something.
My high school mascot was the Trojans.
Everybody made condom jokes, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mine was the Eagles, but we used the logo that the actual Philadelphia Eagles used. So, and then my middle school was the Wolves, but we used that clip art of a wolf, like the old clip art that used to be saved on everybody's paint of the wolf in front of a moon, and they were just like, that's our mascot. And we're like, it's literally the clip art.
It's just, oh gosh, that's so bad when there's like lazy logos.
So lazy. Gosh. And they got, the mats, those big mats, the foot wiper mats or whatever that were in front of like all the big doors at the school, all printed with this clip art. And come on, guys.
Really lame. That's really lame.
And then my whole, like, anytime I had something with my high school on it, which were the Eagles, it would have the Philadelphia Eagles logo is what they used. Oh. And then people would be like, oh, you like the Eagles? And I'll be like, no, it's my high school.
High school.
We're just out here just stealing art.
Golly.
Stealing somebody's trademarked logos, but as you do. So it says police report says the 53-year-old Fayetteville man attacked another man who tried to inch in front of him in a parking garage lane and made contact with a wheel on Ramsey's sport utility vehicle. Could just say SUV, guys.
Yeah. He's like padding out the word count.
Really padding it out. A police officer responded to the reported disturbance, arrived to find two males with bloody faces. After
God.
I know, gross. After speaking with Ramsey, the other man, and a witness, the officer determined that Ramsey had gotten out of his SUV, punched through the back windshield of the other car. Is this guy on bath salts? He's got to be on bath salts.
He's got to be on. Jeez. I would, like... That's, but like, you really should come out and be like, I have a drug problem. Otherwise, you're like a maniac. Otherwise, it's just like you're an absolute maniac who bit someone's nose.
Maniac. What are you, Michael Myers out here? Jeez. The driver of the other vehicle said he emerged from his car and Ramsey pulled him in close and started punching his body, and also bit the owner's nose, ripping the flesh on the tip of the nose.
No, that man needs to be taken away.
I know. He threatened to kill the man. Oh. And we'll just end it here by saying Beyond Meat has not responded to messages from the station and the Associated Press seeking comment. So Beyond Meat's like, I don't know. He's a psycho. Okay, maybe Beyond Meat didn't get all those contracts with all the other fast food companies because it makes you a raging psycho.
Exactly. Beyond Meat.
That's too much. That's too much. Oh my!
I like how you mentioned the word fracas was in the early part of that article, and recently I learned that there's like a bunch of different ways that people pronounce fracas. Oh. I think the best way, my favorite is that way, is fracas. But there's also fracas is one that's also popular. And in the United Kingdom, they pronounce it fracas.
Oh. See, I was like just doing it. Way. I was just doing it phonetically because I kind of stumbled on it there because, I had it just kind of ran through the article beforehand, but I guess I missed that word. And when it popped up on me, I was like, just do it phonetically, you dyslexic fool. Because, I have that problem.
Basically, everybody pronounces fracas right and also wrong.
Oh, good.
Because it's everybody's they do it their own way.
Well, then this won't be another... puss moth or puss caterpillar, puss caterpillar kind of situation with me. Good. It's good to be in the right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That's so good. Gross. Beyond Meat. Come on, get your shit together. Get your
shit together
in order.
Yeah, like if you are in a meat business, you just can't have stories where you're biting someone's flesh off because it just makes you look like
you're a psychopath. Well, you can't do anything flesh related if you're in a fake meat. Well, I guess it's not fake. A meat alternative. It's not real. I guess it's not really fair or right to call it fake, right?
Well, it makes it think like Beyond Meat's not enough for him. Now he's like needs to taste the flesh of humans.
Yeah, it really undermines the message of the like no meat sort of thing when you're going for human flesh.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we'd all agree we could probably like I am omnivoric and I do eat meat. I'm not a vegan, but I could agree that we could eat less meat as like a helpful way to be sustainable. But boy, oh boy, yeah, no, if it's gonna make me go for human flesh, I'm sure not gonna go for that. No. No.
Oh my gosh.
That's the wrong message.
It's like also, but it does go against like any stereotypes that vegetarians are like weak, like
oh yeah,
lily livered, like like no, this guy's like maniac.
Yeah, it turned him into a werewolf basically. So watch out. I mean, maybe if you are into the alternative meat, go with Impossible. I don't know. This is not an ad for Impossible, but if Impossible wants to sponsor us, we really just dragged Beyond Meat. So
yeah, so come on.
Come here. Come on. Give us your money. Give it to us. So what do you have here?
All right. Well, this is somebody like I really don't like to talk about, but this is like literally the only thing that I find fascinating about this person.
Okay.
And also like the supporters of this person.
Okay.
Like it drives me crazy. Mm-hmm. But this is from September 19th, 2022. Trump bizarrely tries to pin Phantom of the Opera closure on Biden administration.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know if you know this, but former President Donald Trump interrupted a string of politically themed posts on his social media website to blame the Biden administration for the closure of the longest-running Broadway musical in Broadway musical history.
Oh, that's right. It did just close. I heard that.
It's planning to close.
Never even saw the movie.
Oh, really? Oh, my boyfriend went up to see Phantom of the Opera. What is it? In like December? It was like the weekend that like city was closed except for Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I mean, I saw that when I was a child. I was very obsessed with Phantom of the Opera. So I guess this is the only thing that me as a child and Donald Trump have in common.
That checks out for you.
Writing on his Truth Social platform, Mr. Trump shared an Associated Press story about the announcement that New York-based production of the Phantom of the Opera will take its final bows in February 2023 with a caustic note. Even Phantom of the Opera is closing in the Biden era. According to the AP, the long-running Broadway production's impending swan song has nothing to do with President Joe Biden or his administration.
Yeah, instead, I guess you could slam Biden for some stuff. I just don't feel like this is even close to one of them. You know.
Instead, the shows end to a string of what will be 13,925 performances dating back to 1988. Is the result of a post-pandemic softening in theater attendance in New York. In a statement, the show's longtime producer, Cameron McIntosh, said the nature of the theater is that all shows do finally close.
Yeah.
As a producer, you dream that a show will run forever. Indeed, my production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats proudly declared for decades, now and forever. Yet, Phantom has surpassed that show's extraordinary Broadway run, he said. Mr. Trump is known to be a fan of Broadway musicals that debuted during his own heyday as a developer and tabloid icon in the 1980s. According to multiple reports, White House aides would often summon aide Max Miller to play Trump Reagan-era show tunes, including the Cats showstopper Memory, when the then president would become upset. Mr. Trump's love of Broadway songs also extends to the playlist, which can be heard before his political rallies. Among the songs which rally-goers can hear while they await the former president are two selections from Phantom, All I Ask of You and the musical's title track, The Phantom of the Opera. Which is like insane. That is
thing to do.
Insane.
Also, it doesn't strike me as weird that like Trump is actually kind of a weird theater guy. That checks out because he's a very theatrical person.
Yes.
But what does strike me as it's a thing we say in showbiz, know your own audience. There is not one person at a Trump rally who knows one song from a Phantom of the Opera.
It's
and
like,
they're going, what is this?
It's crazy. I was researching his playlist for his rallies, and he's very proud of them. I found an article that dated back to 2016 that Vox did, because another reporter, was very interested in this, because I find it's
it is interesting. It's
very interesting. And
say what you will, but this is interesting.
And so in that article, they also said that all of his events begin and end with the music of the night. Also,
what?
Yes.
That's so weird.
Slowly, deftly. Like what? And Phantom of the Opera, da, 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 da. A memory. But he also has On My Own, the song that the character Eponine sings from Les Miserables.
Okay.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. Like, what?
Whoa.
If you, even just reading the list of 90 of these tracks, your brain, it's like scrambles your brain. So I can it makes me understand these supporters more. I'm like, their brain's totally scrambled. They had to listen to, they're listening to Adele. They're listening to Born in the USA. They're listening to Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, it's the most insane playlist, but it's also, you would think that just your general person who's going to a Trump rally, who's doing the rah-rah, make America great kind of thing, doesn't really listen. I don't see that as a show tunes audience. So are they just what did he
yes.
make this? Is this his own thing?
Yes. This article also confirms something that I suspected for years, that his favorite Broadway musical is Evita, because he acts like Evita. He acts like Eva Peron and the character Juan Peron from the musical Evita, the musical. And in his 2004 book, Think Like a Billionaire, he says, my favorite Broadway show is Evita by Andrew Lloyd Webber, starring Patti LuPone. I saw it 6 times, mostly with Ivana. Evita is not on Broadway right now, but I'm hopeful that they'll bring it back. Also, The Phantom of the Opera was great. And I know, he saw it 6 times, mostly with Ivana. The other times he was definitely seeing it with his mentor, Roy Cohn. 100%. And also this article also has a little tidbit of because they were wondering if he really picks the music.
Yeah.
And apparently when there's the Phantom of the Opera comes on during the rally at one point, they're playing it softly and he's like, turn it up, let me hear it, I want to hear the music.
This is crazy. Wow.
But really that the playlist is it's really bizarre, and it really makes your brain hurt.
Yeah. Okay, that's crazy, but it also, I'm going to say it doesn't surprise me one little bit. None of this is surprising at all, because he's the most theatrical. I think he's so theatrical. Everything he does, he's such a, I don't want to say showman, because he's not a showman. He's such
evil.
A queen. He's like a queen.
He is. Well, he was raised. He was basically the only, I really think the only person that ever truly loved him was Roy Cohn, and he was the nasty old queen. So
he is.
I don't know. He raised him to be evil Liberace. That's what I.
Oh my gosh, what a good description! It's so. See, if it wasn't he's gonna run again and blah blah, and all the division in the country and things like that, this would be the funniest episode of 30 Rock. Right? Especially because it's just so wild. And if it wasn't such a division thing and all of that, like, it would be very interesting. It would be more interesting than what it is currently, and I would be so entertained. I would be so entertained if the stakes weren't as high.
Yeah, there's just show tunes, a lot of songs, where people like they just hear the refrain, like Born in the USA, and they're like, "This is a song for the
Everybody
USA."
knows that one, but
and you're
it's
like,
not.
"Wait, that's not what you think it's about."
No,
like a lot of
it's
songs
an
like that,
anti-Vietnam War song, right?
and a lot of Adele and a lot of Elton John, like a bunch of art. All the artists are like, "Please don't play our music."
Exactly, and then also they're all the artists.
Now, I really want to know. I really wish some reporter somewhere would ask Trump what his thoughts are on the sequel to the Phantom of the Opera, Love Never Dies, because I think it's a real trash.
As sequels usually are.
That's the only thing I would want to hear from him is his opinions on that.
Okay, so for the last story I wanted to do here, I did want to, like, we always want to bring it back to Florida, and the most insane thing going on in Florida is obviously the hurricane. But I guess it kind of almost goes into your last article, because it's all about fake news.
Fake news.
So in the age of social media, we've both been through several hurricanes, through our lives just living in Florida, but now with social media, it's getting to be a problem with the fake news that comes out during a hurricane.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go through 3 of the biggest sort of fact checks for what people saw on social media during the hurricane. So a lot of people posting on, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, all those, causing people to think, oh, there's an alligator in this person's yard that got swept into there, things like that. So 3 of like the biggest viral things, were they true or not? All right, so Newsweek actually went through and fact-checked a few of these, and I actually had individually seen these all come up on Reddit.
Oh, yeah, so I probably saw, like, one of them that you're probably going to mention.
Yeah, and so I'm going to go through the 3 biggest, and we'll tell you whether that was fact or fiction, if it was fake news, or it was actually a phenomena that happens during a Florida hurricane, because we do have crazy animals in Florida, and crazy weather, sort of stirs them up, right?
Yeah.
So something a little bit more lighthearted in what is, an ongoing tragedy, actually, going on in Florida. So these are all Newsweek fact checks. I think Robin White here was the reporter doing them, dated 9/30, 2022. So, fact check. Did an alligator break into a house during a hurricane? And so these will all have like the video or the picture like in the article that we'll post. Yeah. So a lot of people have seen this alligator in a person's home. Like the person's home is flooded and there's what looks to be at least 6 to 7 foot gator swimming through the living room. You've probably seen this one. So so it says, in the aftermath of the storm, rescue efforts are taking place. It is thought that at least 10 people have died. Very sad. As the storm raged on, widespread photos and videos were shared online of those experiencing the storm, including a mislabeled video of an elephant seal that was debunked by Newsweek Fact Check. I saw the elephant seal, and I knew that one was wrong because there ain't no elephant seals. There's no seals. Where is that seal coming from? It's getting washed all the way from South America or Africa.
Yeah, unless it was like somebody's pet, like that would be
it was like a drug lord's pet or something. Yeah, but there's no seals. There's no sea lions, and in the Gulf or in the Caribbean, it's just not where they are.
Nope.
In a Facebook post on September 29th, Sharon Williams shared a picture showing an alligator or crocodile. It's an alligator. Don't confuse it for a crocodile. You can tell by its nose. It's a thicker nose. I know right away the teeth aren't sticking out like a crocodile. Appearing to be swimming, because that can be debunked right away. Don't say alligator or crocodile when it's clearly an alligator in the picture.
If you're saying that, exactly.
Because you're wrong. Because you're wrong.
It calls your whole story into question.
Yeah. Come on. appearing to be swimming in a water-filled house. Like, there are those crocodiles, they're salty crocodiles in Florida, but
salty crocodiles, like,
yeah, they're salty. They're so sassy. Well, they're super endangered, but they're also saltwater crocodiles, and they do live in Florida. We do have a population of them. They're much rarer than alligators, which are very common, and they have if you put them side by side, they look totally different.
They're all pointy little.
They're way pointier. They're all angles. They're all angles. They're all like adolescents going through puberty, it feels like, because they're all like long, thinner noses with their teeth all sticking out. They look a little more haggard than an alligator does, you know?
I gotta look up pictures of them now.
Yeah, I'll link a side by side of an alligator crocodile. This always bothers me. It always
Florida
bothers me.
They're like,
yeah, it always bothers me that people are like, it could be an alligator or a crocodile. I'm like, I can tell by looking.
No, they're like goofy looking.
So goofy. In the photograph, the house appears to be completely flooded. The alligator can be seen facing the camera, its head and upper body visible above the Florida. Someone posted, "My dog in Florida sent me this and said he woke up and came downstairs. The gator was looking at him just like this. I would have died." They posted on Facebook. The post has 6.3 thousand comments, 39,000 shares, 4.5 thousand likes on the social media platform.
Oh my gosh.
So some people immediately started saying it was fake, nice Photoshop. Florida is home to 1.3 million alligators. They live in all the state's counties and can be found in wetlands and swamps. It is possible that alligators could become displaced during the storm, and they have before. But
upon further investigation,
this particular photo has been shared before. All right.
Using catfish techniques.
It's been shared before by others in previous storms as early as 2020. Okay. So somebody posted way back, and it's funny because the picture of this person kind of looks like a young Michael Jackson. Guys, it's okay at our house. It's just a little flooded, with a picture of this back in 2020. So it is not. Somebody posted it back in 2021 following heavy rains. It's a fake. It's a fake. Some people say it might be from the 2019 movie Crawl.
Really?
Yeah, that was that crazy that was that scary quote unquote movie of a woman getting trapped in her house in a hurricane in Florida, and she's being hunted by a pack of alligators, which they don't hunt in packs, y'all. They don't hunt like that.
The thing.
It always bothers me with movies like that and Lake Placid and things like that. They're going, look how like this alligator's hunting. He's so smart. Wrong. Alligators are opportunistic hunters. They wait for something to come across their path. They are stupid. Pretty dumb lizards. Crocodiles, on the other hand, do hunt. They do hunt, and they've been proven to be a bit more intelligent. But
and they hold grudges, like in Peter Pan with Captain Hook.
That's true. They do hold grudges, and they do. They have an appetite for clocks. And they go tick 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 tick. Tick, 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 as you do. All right, so here's another one real quick. So we have disproven the alligator in the house. That was a fake. Not to say that no one had like an alligator in their house, but the one that's circulating heavily on social media, that's a fake from at least a couple years ago.
Okay.
So this next one is fact check. Did reporter use condom to protect Mike from Hurricane Ian?
What?
So I've seen this one too. So you know how you have all the weather reporters, out and about doing blah, blah, blah.
They like put them out and they're like, I saw some really pretty bad things they were going through.
Yeah. And they are like practically being like blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah. So there's a lot of footage of like the reporters out in the storm and all that. And a lot of so there's such thing. The terminology is not mic condom, but we've used them like for COVID, like for open mics and things like that. And it's just like a cover you put over your microphone to keep it from, splashing. But this woman it looks like she put an actual condom, and she was reporting for, I think, MSNBC.
Oh.
And it looks like it's NBC2. Okay, NBC2 journalist Gaylor. Kayla Gaylor went viral during her coverage of Hurricane Ian after it appears she used a condom to protect her microphone from the elements. She's one of many journalists in Florida who is attempting to stay safe while bringing viewers coverage of the devastating storm. So the picture of it and what was circulating in some videos, it looks like she has like her news microphone. She's in her rain jacket and all that. And it looks like she's put an actual condom over her microphone.
Okay. And I guess protection's protection.
Well, you know how you like a condom has that little like nip at the end, like the little nipple for collecting the sperms?
Yeah.
It looks clearly like a condom, and people are like, "Is this Photoshop?
Oh my god, that's like
what
such a condom. That is like,
yeah,
that is like."
And it turns out, yes, that was a condom. She did put a condom over it. She confirmed this herself. She said, "It is what you think it is. It's a condom. It helps protect the gear. We can't get these mics wet. There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of rain. So we've got to do what we've got to do. And that is put a condom on the microphone." So it seems like everybody else either had a different kind of mic or had an official mic condom that doesn't look like an actual condom, but she had to improvise, and she did what she had to do. She got that footage. It's just a little distracting, Kayla.
it's like,
Kyla.
Like fact checking is like literally just looking at the picture and being like, oh yeah. That's
yeah, that's fact check. But she confirmed it herself. NBC2 confirmed it, and so, good for her. Good for her. A moment of levity in this nasty storm. This is a condom. Nothing more waterproof than a condom, right? And so there we go. Those are the two biggest stories that were circulating. I'll give a word on one more. I don't need the article for it is quite long, but a lot of people also, and I'll link this as well. A lot of people also saw footage of like a group of bull sharks sort of swimming through a street.
The Fort Myers Sharky Shark.
Yeah, the Fort Myers sharks swimming on through. Was it true? Was it false? It was true. Yes, that was actually true. Those sharks did get washed in. This actually isn't uncommon. The street where they are washed in is very close to the ocean, and they had a storm surge of up to 18 feet.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to do, but no one was getting bitten by these sharks. Hopefully everybody was staying safe. And for what it's worth, these sharks are just going, whoa!
Yeah. I saw that what is it? The man who recorded it on his phone, they like checked his metadata and stuff to verify.
Confirm it.
Yeah. When I first saw that video, I was like, oh no, you're not going to trick me. Because it was like the first time I saw it was when you come across like a YouTube video and then it's just like a robot voice of like, shark was spotted. I'm like, no, you're like, fake.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure. You're not going to get me.
You're not going to make me look like a fool. So there you go. That's so that was 4 actually fact checks. So no elephant seal was washed up. No gator was in that person's home, though we're not saying there weren't any gators that weren't in someone's home. Just the most popular pic that you're seeing online. And you've probably seen it, and we'll link it. That one is false, but there were sharks swimming in the streets, and that was a condom on the microphone. So there you go.
There you go.
Now you know.
Oh, you know what? When you were talking, I looked up like fake alligator to see like the video, but then I just came across a bunch of like you can buy like life-size fake alligators.
Oh wow, that's dangerous.
Like statues. I guess it's like idea. It looks like maybe you put it out for some say like Halloween decoration, and then some say like to deter animals. So you would just have this giant alligator on the
Interesting.
shore.
Like how people do it with the owls, like the fake owls to keep the birds away from like pooping on their fence or something.
Yeah, just get a giant floating 8-foot alligator.
I don't know.
But it's really affordable. It's only $140.
Well, I might have to get one. I might have to get one just for my apartment, just because that seems like something I would keep in here.
I know. Or you could just get the little head. You can get a remote control alligator head.
Oh my gosh. What?
That's only $48.
Oh, even more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I was younger, there was this guy who we used to like play in his yard or whatever, and he had a fake iguana on top of his mailbox that was really realistic.
Ooh.
So we were like farting around and playing. He had like one of those like ponds in his backyard. And
oh my gosh.
I thought it was a fake alligator. It was a really pretty small alligator. I thought it was a fake alligator. I like walked right up to it and it was like, and like hustled into the pond, and it was not.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I don't remember seeing any iguanas when I was living in Los Angeles.
No, there are no iguanas in Los Angeles. This was in Florida.
I know. Iguanas are everywhere around here. And they're like
spreading.
You see them everywhere. You could see them like on the sidewalk, like waiting for a bus. Like there's so many. I love seeing them.
I love them too. And I know they're invasive and they're technically really bad for the ecosystems because they eat all the plants and stuff. They're just eating all kinds of stuff that they're not supposed to be eating.
So cute.
I love a lizard. I love a big lizard. So,
I love lizards too.
I can't help it. I always think it's kind of fun that there are iguanas like running around. It is,
because I like looking for them. It's like a fun little game.
They're definitely only in South Florida though, but they've moved up way further because they were in the Keys for the longest time, and then they were all over Miami, and now they must be all the way up through like Palm Beach County, but I don't think they're above Lake Okeechobee.
When I was a kid, I loved lizards, and we only had the little lizards, like the little and then sometimes you'd have like a green, like the bright green anoles. I don't know, I guess like,
well, did you know
20 years ago the curly-tailed lizards come and they're like eating all the other lizards.
Can I drop some lizard facts on you?
Tell me.
Let me drop a little bit of lizard factoids. So as far as lizards go in Florida, so the natural one they're the green anoles, the green Florida anoles, and those are the ones that are native to Florida. And those are those like green, they're the ones that you're thinking of that are kind of greenish in color. They're the ones that were always here, meant to be here.
Are they like the bright green ones, or are they just like the kind of like light brownish green?
I think like the brownish green, because the light ones are geckos, which I don't know enough about.
Okay. Yeah.
And then after them, we had invasive species come in called the brown Bahamian anoles, and those are those brown lizards that you see everywhere. Like when you're walking down the sidewalk, they all dart out in front of you.
Are they not the curly-tailed ones?
But not the curly-tailed ones yet. Those are the Cuban brown curly tails. The Cuban curly tails also invasive. And the crazy part is the Cuban curly tails eat the brown and the greens, and the brown ones eat the greens, and the green ones don't eat anybody, but they're the only ones that are actually supposed to be there.
Oh gosh.
So they're getting pushed further and further up into the trees by these other ones, and I guess eventually they'll probably wipe them out because it's kind of too late to. We're never going to get rid of like the brown or the curlies. They're just too part of there.
What are the ones with like the big head? It's like they're bright green, but they have like a huge head.
That just mean be a gecko. They're kind of flatter looking. No.
I just remember their heads being like they're kind of chunky.
Oh.
They're like green and they got a big head.
That might just be a totally different lizard altogether.
New one jumping out.
I don't know. I don't know. Well,
what is it? It's like what is it? I'll find a picture of him. I will find him. their head is like abnormally larger than their bodies.
Oh no!
Or maybe there's just something wrong with that one.
Maybe you just saw one that's like a genetic anomaly, you know?
Yeah.
Or a teenager. Maybe it's like gawky, like a crocodile's gawky.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Gawky,
the little
gawky,
brown ones.
gawky.
The brown ones have like the little neck pouches that look like strawberries.
Oh yeah, I do. I don't know. I like all lizards, and if you like lizards, tune in next week for Lizard Talk here on the Florida Person Podcast. I do love it, but we'll have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
That was our stories for the week. If you've been impacted by Hurricane Ian, please keep safe, and we are rooting for you to get all the help that you need. If you're over in the southwest area of Florida who's been impacted by it, but don't fall for fake news. All right, no alligators are breaking and entering at the moment. So we think.
So yes. I hope.
All right. And if you're a Beyond Meat executive, please stop eating human flesh.
Please don't do that.
And you know, if you're a beautiful little pup, give the pup its playthings.
Give it a little lammy. Give a little lamb.
I'm okay to be robbed by a Jack Russell any time of the day. I think we can all enjoy a good show tune, even the disgraced former president. So,
da, 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 da.
All right. Well, I have been Jackie Schwartz.
I'm Meag Gallagher.
This was the Florida Person Podcast. If you like what you hear in all the weird news, we come out every week with a new episode where all podcasts are found. You can also find us on YouTube. Share with a friend, or if you hated it, give it to an enemy. That's all for this week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Florida Person. Florida Person. Florida Person.